They pushed him down the hill. On, yelled the cars. I've got to stop! I've got to stop! Groaned James. Disaster lay ahead. Something sticky splashed all over James. He had run into two tar wagons.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of NIKO'S Customs. Today we'll be taking a look at James the Red Engine. James is going to be one of my favorite characters to cover today, because he's one of my most favorite characters from the books and show. But before we talk about the model, let's go over his history. James is an LNYR Class 28 tender engine with an extended front-end pony truck built in 1912. And in some ways, James had a striking resemblance to Edward. Anyways, on James's first day to Sodor, he was having trouble with some trucks when he became a runaway and his brakes set on fire. He couldn't control the trucks and he crashed into a vacant field. After James was rescued and sent to the works, the Fat Controller decided to give him some nice red paint to make him feel better. And after that, James became the Northwestern Railway's number 5. Alright, let's get on to the model. For the model, I bought a Trackmaster 2 James, and even though it had the incorrect wheel configuration, I was still happy because it really looked like James, so I bought it. So the first thing we'll go over is the front, and the main thing I want to talk about, the face. Now, I'm split on the face because for me, it doesn't really look like James, in my opinion. I was trying to go for the TV series design, but it doesn't really capture it that much. I do have plans to redesign it, although I might reconsider due to the fact it does have a bit of charm to it. For the white running board, I painted it a nice crisp white, although it is not really nicely painted on, and on the front is very visible. I may go back and fix those in future. The lamp irons I had to paint on nicely and carefully, and I think I did a pretty good job, though just a bit of touch-up will do it good. For the buffers and coupling, I did the same thing, but although they're a bit chipped and a bit messy, I will try to fix those in future. And just like all the other engines, I gave him that special little paint touch-up on the side rods to make it look nice while he's moving down the track. And for the front pony truck, I took a very beaten up Take and Play Thomas and cut off the wheels for the pony truck. And honestly, I think it's nice, although I may replace it with an actual black wheel instead of painting it on. But my James does now have an accurate wheel configuration. The body was really easy because I barely had to do any work to it. The handrails are nicely painted silver, the gold dome, even though it's a little bit messy on the top, it's nicely painted on. The nice gold lining on the firebox and boiler are really nicely done. And the printed details on the splashes and cab just make the model feel complete. Now, just like the body, the tender really didn't need much detailing because it already captured what James looked like. And it just looked really nicely done, and so did the cold detailing on the top. For the back of the tender, I added this small little tail lamp that I may redo in future, and for the buffers that are really badly chipped, I may have to repaint them soon. Now we're going to see some test runs. Now it's time to talk about the things that I don't like about the model. Now there really isn't much to really complain about for the model, although I just find the crooked detailing of the splasher and cab really bothersome, but those are just nitpicks. This is still a great model in my opinion. Thank you all for tuning in to episode 5 of NIKO'S Customs, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Goodbye!